Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in the video description. Thank you.
Where you get those papers? All those weepers, how they hypnotize. Where did you get those eyes? Where did you get those?
Hello and welcome back to another Archaeologist's Eye. In this series I cast my archaeologist's eye over the world around me, and having made an observation or spotted something that reminds me of something from the past, I challenge you to think like an archaeologist, or like this archaeologist at least, and to come up with your own analogies and references to the archaeological record or history inspired by the topic of the day. And today's topic is as festive as I'm feeling. The decorations are up, the general election is done and dusted, for better or worse, and I've actually been sitting on this particular archaeologist's eye for a whole year. I spotted this just after Christmas last year in my local supermarket, and actually it is in fact an eye of its own. It is a Santa cam, so called. It's basically a prop. It's made to look like a security camera. In fact, if you press it like that, it has a little LED that flashes up and makes it look as though Santa is watching you. And the idea is that you hang this on the wall, possibly in your child's bedroom, as strange as that may be to many people. And this is meant to monitor their behaviour. This is meant to report back to Santa whether or not they've been naughty or nice, and presumably it'll have an impact on what sort of presents they're likely to get come Christmas morning. The Santa cam, for me, is fascinating, and it's in the same sort of category as the elf on a shelf, for example, where the elf just appears one day randomly in the house and it's a bit naughty. In that sense, it's offering a bar of behaviour, reminding the kids not to behave like the elf, but also the elf is reporting back to Santa, supposedly, and that will motivate good behaviour. These things, these artifacts, and this one in particular, I think really boils it down even more than the elf on the shelf to that notion of he sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. Be good for goodness sake, kind of thing, into a rather interesting, if not ever so slightly sinister, toy. This Santa cam reminds me of something in particular, something that I know a certain group of people would bring into their homes, and it would offer them comfort, as this probably offers some children comfort that their good behaviour is being noticed, but also it would offer that sense of, you know, being watched and being observed and never being too far from judgment, as it were. What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of today in this archaeologist's eye? What do you think? Actually, what are you reminded of, indeed? Because obviously there are other answers. There will be other answers to this particular puzzle, but there's one idea, one notion in particular that I'm drawn to whenever I see something like Santa cam or elf on a shelf at this time of year. Incidentally, what do you think of Santa cam? Is it as odd as I feel it is? Certainly, I wouldn't want this, frankly, on my office wall, never mind my bedroom wall. But I simply had to have it, though, because I think it's a fascinating cultural artifact, isn't it? Especially when you draw on the notion of Santa having elements of his roots in, for example, Odin, you know, the person, this bearded, wise person who may come round at Yule, this kind of thing, or the Yule festival. Of course, there's St. Nicholas, and there's also a general, I don't know, demigod, sort of spiritual, powerful presence personified by Santa, in terms of the ability to reward good behaviour and punish the naughty. Or indeed, as we looked at last year, Krampus has the naughty in his sack. Quite literally, actually, if he's beating you with sticks. So I think there's a lot going on here, and if nothing else, this would be fascinating for future archaeologists as well, wouldn't it? This artifact, I think in some ways may well remind them of what I'm thinking of in the archaeological record, actually. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll post the answer to this particular Archaeologist's Eye early next week, I think. So you've got over the weekend, maybe Monday as well, to come up with your answers. As ever, until next time, do take care. If you're struggling today following the general election, just hold on, you know? Hold on to our fellow humanity and maybe have a bit of fun with this puzzle. Because that's what I'm hoping for. Bye-bye.